So we started Free Speech because we wanted to serve as a collaborative community between the world, where people from different places can bring diverse ideas and talk about things in a way where they can feel completely comfortable expressing exactly how they feel. And so that's why, for the first episode of Season 1, we have Ask Us Anything. So we're going to have 10 question and answer sessions. The first one we're going to do in Ohio. I'm going to pull up Instagram Live, put the camera on here, and see if anyone responds. And then I'm going to chop that out because it might take a long time. All right, here we go. Patrick, are you ready to write these down? The ideas that people say?
Yes.
So Patrick has a notebook here, and he's going to write down all of the ideas that people send in as questions. We're super excited that we've already finished filming our first season of Free Speech, which is a YouTube series that we created to highlight a lot of issues surrounding the environment and bring on a lot of awesome guests. But any ideas that you guys have for future question and answer episodes, feel free to comment. What's your most and least favorite area you found in Ohio? Thank you, Marley Buff 77. Our first question.
My favorite part of Ohio has got to be my hometown. Because in Lebanon, we've got this bike trail that I love riding on to just get back and chill out on the side and watch, especially now in fall, because we've got this farm called Irons Fruit Farm, and they have this massive corn maze every fall, and apple cider is like $2 a gallon, same price as milk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we have some new questions. He goes, King K goes, I'm from Dayton, and a lot of people I meet assume there's nothing to do in Ohio. Why do you think that is? That's a great one.
My reason is that there's no mountains, or lakes, or oceans, or major rivers.
That's a pretty descriptive answer, and honestly goes a long way, but there is a lot of amazing things in Ohio to share as well, though. So it's, I'm from Dayton, and a lot of people I meet assume there's nothing to do in Ohio. Why do you think that is? And then the next one is, what is the most imperative step, in your opinion, towards preserving the environment? There's actually a few episodes out on that, but that is a great question that we'll definitely put in an episode. Marley Buff 77 goes, come on, people.
You've recently been able to find places to go in Ohio, nearby in Columbus, to find some nature. How far have you had to travel to find this?
I'd say if you live in Columbus, the closest really, really good spot is Hocking Hills, and that's an hour southeast. I grew up near Cuyahoga Valley National Park in northeast Ohio, but there's also a lot of good spots in Cincinnati, and if you live near Toledo, Oak Openings is an amazing spot too. So there's stuff around the entire state and all the other surrounding states, honestly, but outside of that, so far we've got 3 questions. Kind of makes me think we should switch to Michigan. Probably shouldn't say that, but...
What state are we in right now?
Ohio. Oak Openings. There we go, Marley Buff. Yeah, Oak Openings is crazy.
Is that a place?
Yes, you should definitely go.
Where is it?
It is probably about 30 minutes away from Bowling Green, if you've ever heard of that. And it is an incredibly beautiful old forest in Ohio where the trees have been preserved and they're still incredibly tall. I'm just going to have faith. Let the questions come in and continue to answer them, hopefully. We'll get a good number. How many do you have so far? That's good. How long will it be before TTUN beats the Ohio State University? Well, unfortunately, Moto Man 861, both Patrick and I go to Ohio State, so we're pretty biased about that, but honestly, I have no idea. Hello from Tiffin. That's cool.
Tiffin.
Yeah, there's a university there.
Oh.
Thank you to all who have joined us on the Natural United podcast. We have a YouTube series called Free Speech. Our link is in our bio, and we've covered a lot of topics about the environment, brought on 10 guests that are completely diverse from each other, someone who might potentially be an Olympic athlete that was in the World Championships for fencing, a bunch of other awesome guests, and we just finished filming the first season. Any questions that you guys have, feel free to bring them up. So, Lonnie Martin, 1981, Maumee Bay has great hiking. I agree. The cool aspect of this is the numbers are fluctuating. People are coming in and out. Hopefully some people come in and chime in, and we'll have some things that we can put in these videos. I'm really open to talking about anything. I think it's going to be interesting over time when we put this up in different states, what people will reply. Like if different areas will have different kind of questions, or what the effect of that would be. But I actually started Natural in Ohio because I grew up in Northeast Ohio, so it was the first one I created.
Are there any major ways it differentiates from the other states?
It's still the biggest. Ohio is still the biggest natural account, and I'm proud of that, given I grew up here. It's been the easiest because I know the most people here, of course, but thank you to all of you who are still here with us live. Just discovered Delaware this year. Awesome hiking in the fall, lots of colors. You're right. Which are the best places to visit during the winter? So, which are the best places to visit during the winter is a great question. I personally would say Brecksville Reservation, of everything I've seen in Ohio. And also Cantwell Cliffs. But be careful. I'm not going to write Cantwell Cliffs out because it's dangerous and I don't want to recommend it to everyone, but you should definitely go to Cantwell Cliffs in the winter. It's incredibly beautiful. Cincinnati, leaps and bounds ahead of where it was years ago. You're completely right, Martin.
Yeah, Cincinnati's a good place to go in the winter.
So he grew up in Cincinnati. What are your favorite hiking spots around there?
There's this trail back where I live by, and it was good for trail running. What I really liked about Ohio was what they do in the downtown Cincinnati during the fall. The ice skating that they set up downtown at Fifth Third Square, and the city changes.
Yeah.
Hiking though, what do you hike around in the winter here?
Around Columbus, I would say Cantwell Cliffs is relatively close. It's incredibly cool. Most of the stuff is sort of in the foothill of Appalachians, Wayne National Forest, obviously. Plenty to do in Cleveland. You're right. That's where I grew up. Love Cleveland. Favorite spot in Cuyahoga Valley National Park? I got you, Claire. I literally went there every day for years. So I grew up like 10 minutes from Peninsula, and my favorite is definitely Brecksville Reservation near the bridge. If you go back, there are just some incredible areas. That on top of Bedford Reservation around Cleveland. Bedford Reservation was one of my favorites. But there's honestly so much that you can find, and we actually have a map on our website too that shows you all of the different hikes that we think are our favorite across the state. So you can check out all the other ones that are there too. Old Man's Cave is a classic of Ohio. It's actually rumored that someone lived there. That's how it's got it, or that's how the name was originated. Love from India. That is so cool.
Welcome to Natural Ohio.
For a small area, Indian Mill is worth checking out. Lonnie has given us a lot of great recommendations. So far, he's definitely in the lead in terms of content. I'm from Brecksville. Funny, my friend from Brecksville just texted me. Godswall down on Chippewa Creek is such a good place. You're so right, Claire. Lantern's Mill is really cool. That's the first one in eastern Ohio that we've gotten so far.